Hello everyone. Hopefully I get some people on to watch today. I just wanted to show you a technique that I did in our card class, and it's quite popular at the moment. It's called the Eclipse technique. So I just want to do a little quick video and explain to you how you get this result. And it's actually a lot easier than you think it is. So you will be amazed when you see how you can actually put this together. If this is the first time you're watching, my name is Donna Gray. I am the owner and creator of Stamping with DonnaG. I live in the Northern Rivers area of New South Wales in Australia. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I do online card classes Australia-wide. I hold classes in my home, and I do everything crafty. I'm a card maker. I absolutely love everything about card making, and I just thought I would bring you this quick tutorial today on how to do this beautiful eclipse card making technique. Okay, so hopefully I'm going to flip you around now so you can see how we're actually going to get this to happen. Going the wrong way. Oh, everything's falling around the place here. Sorry, bear with me. This is definitely live video. Okay, sorry about that. That was horrible. Okay, now I'm getting here. Okay, so what I have done ahead of time, now what you will need to be able to do this technique is our large alphabet letters, which if you haven't seen our large alphabet, this is how they come. This is an awesome set of framelits. And it's the perfect size for doing these eclipse card techniques. So if you're joining me today and you're on live, please feel free to jump on, say hello, have a chat with me. I absolutely love it when people have a chat with me. Now, so what I've actually used to create this look in the first place is our lovely painted harvest set, which is in our new catalogue, in our holiday catalogue. So if you haven't seen our new holiday catalogue, or you were wanting our new holiday catalogue, please feel free to let me know. I would be happy, if you live in my area or within Australia, I would be happy to post one out to you in the post, and let you have a look at things firsthand. Nothing better than having the live catalogue in your hand, which is fantastic. Sorry, just bear with me. I'm trying to get my laptop to show what's going on here so I can see any comments as I'm creating here. And my laptop is not playing nice with me at the moment. So how's your day been, everybody? How have you been going? What have you been up to? Have you been crafting today? Did you actually enjoy our World Card Making Day? I know I've made a lot of cards in the last couple of days celebrating our World Card Making Day, which is a fantastic time and a fantastic reason to get into our craft rooms and do a bit of crafting. So I'm just getting the live up here now so I can actually see what's going on. Turn the volume down, and hopefully I'm going to be able to see anyone's comments. So what I've done is I've gone ahead of time, and I've actually used a sheet of our Whisper White cardstock with our lovely painted harvest stamp set, and I've used our elegant eggplant is the colour that I've used here, and also our pear pizzazz. And I've done the centre, stamped the centre with soft suede. If you are new at using the painted harvest stamp set, you will find that it will be easier to actually stamp the inside of your flower first and then stamp the outside. It's just easier to line up rather than, I know a lot of people say, oh no, I'd rather do it the other way around, but I've tried it both ways, and I just find that this way is the way that works best for me. So I normally stamp the inside of the flower and then stamp the outside. Now, to create the lovely leafy look coming out from behind my painted harvest flowers, what I've actually done is I've used a bit of scrap paper and I've popped it over my flower to create a mask and masked it off so that I can actually get that leaf stamp coming out from behind the flower, so it doesn't actually show that it's stamping in through the petals of the flower. So that's just another little hint that I have done. So what I thought I would do is just show you how to pop up these letters and how to do this eclipse technique, because it is such an effective way of making cards and creating something a little bit different, and it's got that 3D wow factor. So I'll just show you now. I'm going to bring in the big shot and I will show you how I line up the letters and cut out the letters. So first of all, you're doing this. You've got your deep color, which I've used the elegant eggplant as my card base. Then I've got my whisper white that I've cut, so I've got a little quarter, probably an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. And then I've stamped with my painted harvest stamp set. So now I'm going to pop in the big shot machine, like so. Now for this technique, I find the magnetic platform is fantastic. You can use post-it notes, but honestly the magnetic platform makes it so much easier to be able to do it. So what we do is we line our stamped painted harvest whisper white cardstock on here. Now the word that I'm going to use today in my card that I just showed you, I used the word love, which this is the card here. So I've used the words love there. This one I'm actually going to use faith. So when you actually are designing these cards to use this eclipse technique, the main thing what you need to work out is whether your letters are going to be able to fit along the width of your card. So that's the main thing to remember when you go to design the card, that the wording is actually going to be able to fit onto your card. Now I did do, in my card class, we actually did do the word thanks. I was actually going to do that again here today, only I've cut this bit of cardstock a little bit too short and I just couldn't fit my S on, so I decided that I'd change the word up and use the word faith. So now the main thing is, you just have to make sure that you've got it all lined up, that it's nice and straight. And I'm sorry, this is hard, I'm doing it on camera here, so it actually is hard to get it. You can lie a ruler along the bottom to make sure that you get it lined up nice and straight. So the simple fact is, when you're happy with where your lettering is sitting, pop your cutting pad over the top and wind it through. Now that cracking with these large alphabet framelets is quite normal, so don't think you're wrecking your big shot machine. You are definitely not wrecking your big shot machine. Now when you take it off, please make sure that you take it off and leave all your framelets in. Just get the big shot out of the way so that you know exactly where all of your letters are going to sit. Now the main thing is, take your framelets off. Now this is the part where you have to make sure that you have all of your pieces of your letter. So even the little piece of the middle of the A, you make sure you keep that, because you will see why in a minute. Okay. Now, you can do so many different versions of this card, and I just want to show you one way. If you just take the letters out, we'll leave that A, the middle of the A there. if you just take your letters away, you can see you can get this effect because we've used the stronger elegant eggplant as the base of our card. To actually take that away, and as you can see, look at that effect by just taking the letters away. Now, in respect to that, you could make 2 cards out of cutting one of these. You could make the card like that. You could also then do a card in your elegant eggplant and just pop your letters up on the front, because the letters themselves are so pretty the way they've been decorated, because you've got partially stamped images. Now, one of the things that I've found too, when you're stamping your bottom layer, when you go to do this eclipse technique, the main thing that you need to watch is you need to leave the center of your front stamped image, you need to leave it fairly bare and fairly white. So in other words, just have your flowers just straggling over the letters a little bit. But as you can see, there's not a lot of stamped images on those letters, but you'll understand what I mean when we go to pop it up. If you've got too much stamped image and it's too busy, thank you for the thumbs up, that's awesome. If you get too much stamped on your letters, you'll find it gets too busy. And when it's too busy, you tend to lose the actual wording because there's too much of the stamped image there. Okay, so what we're actually going to do now, we're going to get some liquid Tombow, and if you just hang 5 with me because I didn't bring my Tombow out, I'm going to be 5 seconds. Sorry people, I'm back. Okay, so what I do is I line up where my base is going to go and my top layer. That's the first thing that I do. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the middle of the A out. I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to pop some Tombow on the back. Now the main thing when you pop your Tombow on all the way around the edges, but please make sure that you actually go, get a better Tombow than that one. Please make sure that you go all in, that's better, in the middle of your letters too, because you've got to remember these pieces are all going to have to stick down as well. So make sure you go down in between your letters, especially these pieces, like in the middle of your H, in the middle of your A. You really need to make sure that it all sticks down really, really well. I'm going to turn that over now, just going to pop it on. Now because I've used my Tombow, I'm able to wiggle it around and get it exactly where I want to get the lovely border. Okay, and press it down. So making sure that you've got your pieces here with your, where your letter H is and your F. Making sure you've got those pieces all stuck down nicely. Now with the center of the A, what we're going to do is we're going to pop our A back in, but with the center of our A, this is going to line up where the center of our A is going to go. So we're going to pop a little bit of Tombow on the back of the center of our A. So is everybody following me so far about how, if you're watching this back later on, please leave comments and let me know what you're thinking. So now I'm just going to stick down the center of the A, but I'm quickly going to pick up my A out of there so we don't stick the A down. Okay, so that lines up exactly where we need the center of our A. So because that level all has to be down, the rest of it is all going to be raised up. We need to, if you've got a letter O, you need to put the inside of the O down, the inside of like the letter D, you need to pop down. So just a little hint when it comes to what type of wording that you're going to have is what you've got to do. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our adhesive foam strips that we use for our shaker cards, I'm actually going to use some of this foam adhesive strip, and I find that this works best because it's actually got a fair bit of height to it. Now I don't use a whole lot. What I do is I get probably about 2/3 of the way down my letter, and then I pop probably a piece just on the two little end parts of the H just to keep that popped up. Maybe your mini dimensionals may work okay for this as well. I've just found that I've used the foam strips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that with all of my letters. I'm going to pop them all up and get that on so that then I can actually just arrange the letters once I've got that all happening. Now, as you can see, I'm using it sparingly. Because they're letters, you'll find that they'll stay up and sit up quite firm and not sag on your card. So as you can see, this is coming together really, really quickly. And when you look at the card, you think it is a really, really hard technique to do. But honestly, you have seen how quickly I've put this together. And once I pop these in, it's just about finished. Now, any items, if you're watching this video today or if you're watching it back later on, anything that I've used in this card, I sell in my online store. I also do online card classes, which are Australia-wide. So anybody that lives in Australia is able to do my online card classes. So the online card classes are a fantastic way of building up your craft supplies and having a craft lesson, but having it in the comfort of your own home and at the time that suits you. So most of our shopping and anything, we're now looking for things online and anything that makes our life easier and more convenient to do at the time that is convenient for us. So my online card classes are perfect for that. So now I've just taken the backing off, and now I'm just going to line up my letter. I'm sorry, people, if you're commenting today because I'm not seeing comments. If you want to drop a comment just to let me know whether the comments are working, I keep refreshing, but I'm not seeing comments come up at all. So please just say hello to me. Let me know where you're watching from, and let me know if those comments are working. So take the backing off my letter A. As you can see, this is coming together quite quickly and quite easily, but it's a very effective way of making a card, a 3D card, that people, when the recipient receives this, they will be going, wow, look at that. So it is very important that you remember where your letters came from, and I just about made the mistake then, and make sure you put them going up the right way, because you've got to remember that they've got to correspond with the stamped images. I nearly stuck that letter I on upside down, but luckily I remembered as I was about to tell you that tip. I was showing you what not to do. So if you're liking this video and you think a friend of yours might want to see this, please feel free to share my video. And yeah, tag a friend that might want to watch my videos. I do live videos every Wednesday night, and today I've now decided that there I go with the H again. I've got to make sure I get it up the right way. So today is my normal Facebook Live, which I update you on everything that's going on and everything that I've been up to. So that was just a class technique that I did on Monday with my ladies in the class, which they thoroughly enjoyed the card class. And once you start doing this technique, you realize how easy it is, but how much of a wow factor you can get to send out a beautiful card like that. So this was a card that we did in our card class, but I also want to show you, you can do it an opposite way, and the opposite way is to invert it. Instead of raising the letters up, you raise the backing up and you pop your letters down into it. So that gives you another different look once again, by raising your background up and popping your letters down deeper. So I'm just going to flip you around now, and I'm just going to update you on a few things that we have going on. So I'm just going to flip around again, and here I am. Back again.